Once upon a time in New York City, there was a man who loved to do dangerous things. He loved to jump from very high places, and he would always survive. This man was called the Daredevil. The Daredevil had a red motorcycle. It was big and loud, and he would ride it around the city, doing tricks and showing off. The Daredevil also had a red cape that he would wear when he jumped from buildings. The cape would flow behind him like a flag in the wind. One day, the Daredevil was riding his motorcycle through the city. He was going very fast, and he was enjoying the wind in his hair. Suddenly, he saw a group of kids standing by a tall building. They were looking up at the top of the building. "What are you guys looking at?" the Daredevil asked. "We're looking at the antenna on top of the building," one of the kids said. "It's so high up. I wish I could climb to the top." The Daredevil smiled. He knew just what to do. He parked his motorcycle and walked over to the building. He looked up at the antenna and then back at the kids. "I bet you guys $100 that I can't climb to the top of that antenna," the Daredevil said. The kids were shocked. They couldn't believe that anyone would be crazy enough to try. But they also didn't want the Daredevil to win, so they took him up on his bet. The Daredevil started to climb the side of the building. He was very good at this, and he quickly reached the top. The kids were amazed. They couldn't believe that the Daredevil had actually done it. But then something happened that no one expected. The Daredevil had climbed to the top of the antenna, but now he was stuck. There was nothing for him to grab onto, and he was too high to jump. The kids started to get scared. They knew that if the Daredevil fell, he would be hurt badly. The Daredevil took a deep breath and tried to calm down. He needed to think of a way to get out of this situation. He looked around and saw a metal pipe that was sticking out from the building. He carefully climbed over to the pipe and started to make his way down. The kids were relieved to see that the Daredevil was getting down safely. But then suddenly, the metal pipe started to bend. The Daredevil was hanging on for dear life, but he was too heavy, and the pipe couldn't hold him. He started to fall. The Daredevil spread his arms and legs to try to slow himself down, but he was falling very fast. Just when he thought everything was lost, he saw a red motorcycle coming toward him. It was his motorcycle. The Daredevil closed his eyes tight and hoped for the best. When he opened his eyes, he was sitting on the motorcycle. He had landed safely. The Daredevil was so happy that he had survived. He knew that he was lucky to be alive. He thanked the kids for the exciting challenge and rode away on his motorcycle. The kids stood there watching him go. They had learned a valuable lesson that day. They had seen how dangerous it is to play with life. From that day on, the kids never looked at the Daredevil the same way again. They had witnessed his bravery and his skill, but they also knew that he was human, just like them. And even humans could sometimes make mistakes. The Daredevil continued to ride his motorcycle around the city. He never forgot the valuable lesson he had learned that day. He knew that no matter how brave he was, he should never take his life for granted.